Welcome everyone to my channel Taj Edge online classes. In the series of statistics for business section 1 for first semester students of Bengaluru City University, I have started Unit 2 Data Collection, Organization and Visualization. In my previous videos, video 1, I have covered the syllabus of this unit, the meaning, the differences between data and information. In the video 2, I have covered the concept of data in a business environment. In the video 3, I covered the meaning of data collection, the techniques of data collection, and the difference between census and sampling techniques. In this video, the video 4, I am discussing on the classification of data. When the data is collected, it is important that we need to classify that data. See here in the image which you are seeing, one side you can see here, this is a data. In the data you are seeing multiple colors of people standing, right? There are orange, green, black, purple, blue, red, dark orange, something like that. There are 6 different colors. Now this is data, actually data which I have collected, but how can I use it? How can I use this data? So for using this data to take right decision or to plan for something in future, important that we segregate that, we classify that, we divide that data in a similar characteristics, common characteristics. Common characteristics here is like this: blue people 4, orange, green, this one is dark orange, purple, red, black. This is how it has been segregated, classified based on the common characteristics. That common characteristic here is color. So based on some common characteristics like gender, when you segregate gender like male, female, okay, let's say education, we can say below 10th, okay, 10th, PUC, degree, post graduation, PG means post graduation. Like that we can segregate the information. Gender, education, can we segregate the information based on income level? Yes, let's say below 10,000 per month, 10,000 to 25,000 per month, let's say 25,000 to 50,000 plus month, 50,000 to 1 lakh per month, more than 1 lakh per month, something like that, based on what is our requirement, what is our objective is. Next, we can divide, segregate, again classification we can do based on the location, like urban, rural, like that. Semi-urban means people who stay in some cities which are not metropolitan cities, right? So that kind of classifications we can do here, right? What is that classification means? I hope that you have understood it. Classification is the process of arranging data into groups or classes based on common characteristics. Like common characteristics, I said you few of the examples like color, gender, income, education, location, age, okay, like that we can segregate, or percentage of marks of the student, like that, or like subjects they have studied, like science, commerce, arts, like that we can segregate the people, right? Let's take an example of your class. Now you are in the first semester or you are in a third semester, you are studying it to write this examination. In your class, out of 100 students, how many are from commerce background in PUC? How many are from science background? How many are from arts? Or how many are from diploma in something? Something like that, right? We can take it, we can segregate that. That is what we call it as a grouping or classes based on the common characteristics. That's a common characteristics. Why it is? It makes the data easier to understand, compare and analyze. We can easily compare. See, we can compare here. There are 4 of blue, 4 of orange, 4 of green, but we can see that there are 8 of black. We can compare it. We can see how many are from commerce, how many are from science, how many are from arts. Then based on that we can compare and see how should we teach statistics subject, how should we teach economic subject, how can we teach accountancy subject, which subject must be focused more for your class, right? So that is how classification of data helps us understand, compare and analyze. It makes it easier. Like simple examples, a teacher records marks of 50 students. Instead of writing all the marks, she classifies them into groups. Let's say the students have scored between 0 to 20 marks out of 100. Out of 100, those students who have scored between 0 to 20 marks are poor. The between 21 to 40 are average. 41 to 60 are considered good, 61 to 80 are considered very good, and 81 to 100 are considered excellent. This is called classification. We can classify the data as per our need, requirement to reduce the work. Say if there are 50 students, I start writing the marks of each student. It may take me 10 minutes, okay. But there are 1000 students. Is it possible for me to sit and write the marks of each student? Isn't it helpful for me? Isn't it classification of data will be helpful for me? I can segregate the data based on their marks. Like this, I can put the marks 0 to 20 are poor. Whether it is 50 student, 1000 student or 10,000, we can easily segregate it. So that is why the classification of data makes sense. It helps in understanding, comparing and analyzing the available data. So here, let's understand the methods of classification of data. It's important that they have mentioned it in your syllabus also. There are 4 major methods of classification of data. One is chronological, other one is geographical, other one is qualitative, the next one is quantitative. Chronological. Chronology means you know that it's like one by one arrangement, alright? Like time period, year, month, day. Like if I say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that is the chronology. A time period, 2020, here you can see the year-wise population example. Year-wise population 2020, 2021, 22, 2023, 2024, like that. I am arranging the data in a chronology. That is what we call it as a chronological method of classification of data. Next, based on geographical method of classification of data. This is classified based on location. As you already know, the word geography itself is a location area, right? So if we classify something like data based on the location, like state-wise rainfall, Karnataka rainfall, Kerala rainfall, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, like that, if we are classifying it based on particular location, then it is called as geographical classification of data. I hope that you have understood the meaning of chronological, geographical. Chronological is when we are using year, month, day, something like that. Based on the time period, we are arranging it That is what we call it as a chronology. When we are arranging the data, we are classifying the data based on the location. That is what we call it as a geographical classification of data. Then if we are classifying the data which has a qualities or attributes which is not in the terms of numbers, which are not measurable, that is what we call it as a qualitative classification of data. So what can it be? See, there are few things which we cannot measure it in terms of numbers. Let's say you have eaten an apple. If I ask you how many apples you have eaten, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. That is number, that is quantitative. But if I ask you how satisfied are you feeling, you cannot rate it. You cannot say that I feel 10 satisfaction, I feel 8 satisfaction. Is that possible? You may say I feel satisfied, I feel unsatisfied, I feel it I feel very unsatisfied, or I feel very satisfied. Like that you can say it. Something which we cannot measure in terms of numbers, or what we call it as a qualitative. Example, male, female. We can say how many number of males are there, how many numbers of females are there, but male female gender is not number. Education like undergraduation, post graduation is not number. So all these are qualitative things. When it comes to quantitative things, which is based on the numerical values or measures, like income groups, age groups, income groups, or weights, heights, all these are measured in terms of numbers, whereas male female gender, education, location kind of things are not measured in terms of numbers. That is why that is considered as qualitative. So here the 4 methods of classifications of data are chronological, geographical, qualitative, quantitative. Conclusion: classifications helps in organizing and simplifying the data so we can understand it better and make a right decisions. We also need to understand the need and importance of classification of data here. The need and importance is that it simplifies the large data. Even you have a large data, it helps in simplifying it, so that you can easily read and understand it. For example, classifying 50 students mix into a grade ranges helps in reducing the data, right? We can easily understand it, quickly understand it. Next, it helps in comparison. It makes it easy to compare different categories of groups. We can compare the students of those who scored 0 to 20 versus those who scored between 80 to 100 mark range. Next, it helps in analysis. When we organize the data, it becomes easy to study and analyze. We can analyze it, evaluate it, and understand something. We can come out of that. We can make the data make sense. We can easily, from that example which I have already given here from this one which you are seeing, from that we can easily get to know which group students are more. That is an example of analysis, finding which marks group has the highest number of students. Along with that, the classification of data also saves our time and effort. It quickly gives useful insights without checking each value. Like business owners, this best-selling product category just at a glance, without getting into a deeper insight to check each and every count, every product. Okay, they can easily get to know it when we have a proper classification. Next, the last one, the useful in decision making. Clear data helps in making better and faster decisions. Example, school decides to provide coaching if many students are in a poor group. Let's say here poor group is there, average group is there. If we feel that these students who are falling in a poor and average group should be given a more focus, should be concentrated on, and then the school decides that we can give them a special classes, we can give them some additional attention. Okay, for that they will take some action. That is what we call it as a decision making. So this is about the classification of data. In the next video, I'll be discussing on the tabulation of data.